So you can have a brilliant idea. If you have not built the right people around you for you to be trusted, chief, it's not going anywhere. I can say I'm concerned. Investment opportunity for BMFI. We are seeking 24 million capital to support the project's implementation and production phase. In return, we offer 2 attractive investment options for BMFI to choose from. One, with the 24 million we can equity purchase. This would purchase 28% equity. Can I remind you, this project is not even built yet. These guys don't even have the money. They are asking for our money to get their project off the ground, and they are willing to give only how what? 20%, 28%. I can say, but they don't do this only with you. They do it with different guys. It depends who has got an appetite for that thing. But this is also where you can make the deal sweeter if you really want the capital to move. Pre-dilution in the venture, 20.3% proposed IDC dilution. So it meaning, as much as we are speaking with you, we need you guys to come in, because once we have your money, we can get IDC. Now IDC, when it knows that a partner like you is with us, will want to also buy a stake in it. I'm not sure if this thing I'm explaining to you, you are now understanding how this whole concept works. So it means this guy, as part of making sure this project gets implemented, he's giving stake to us, he's ready to give stake to IDC. Do you realize how this thing is working? With an expected internal rate of return of just under 20% per annum. Right? The IDC is anticipated to buy into the venture with debt and equity of around 175 million. So if we can secure you, we will be able to go and now secure 175 from IDC. You know why? Because with the money that we'll give them, they will now go and prove to IDC, who will do equity and debt, to say this is our collateral. I need you to learn this thing, so that one day when people say this education thing is not working, no, it is working. But it's just that you guys call it king. This is the real economy. Now, the other option, if we are not happy with that one, short-term loan. Alternatively, BMFI can opt for a short-term loan structure with a repayment period of 9 months at an interest rate of 12.46 per annum. This option offers the advantage of a secure, fixed return on investment within a relatively short time frame. Do you know why? If you won't give it to me and take the equity I'm giving you, can you then give me a loan? I'll pay it within 9 months. One understand? But if you're an experienced business guy, you know, if this deal falls through, I won't see my 24 million. Because the guy will just liquidate. And this thing has not yet been built. But I'm saying, these are possible options that are there in the market. It now just depends on where, how experienced you are and how sober you are. But I'm trying to show you how capital raising works. In the following pages, we will provide a detailed overview of the project's financial projections, benefits, and risk mitigation strategies, along with a more in-depth discussion of the proposed investment options. We are confident that the solar park project represents a valuable opportunity for us to look forward to discussing the potential partnership further. Now, remember, as they bring this proposal to us, they don't know what internally our strategy is. They've missed us on 2 things. One, we're looking for projects that give us 25%. They're giving us 20. 2, they want a loan. The company we run, well, now we don't give loans, we finance into projects. But we finance into projects because we are business people, so we know if we put our money in here, we're going to make sure that this thing succeeds. Because our money is in the whole investment, so we need our money back. Unfortunately, if you are from Free State, you will never know about this element of financing. I had been in business for longer than cities. I learned it very late on. So when you get to this level, so your Johan Rupert, his companies are funded by IDC or PIC. He doesn't have all the money. So you guys always have this day, the white people have got all the money. No, they just know how to go and raise money. But they are trustworthy.
And also, you remember, colleagues, we spoke about compliance now. It's the first thing that we started. You remember when I made an example with the grants from GTI for Philip? To say constantly, you will find Leon Schuster there. You know, you will find Anand Singh. Because if they say, no, we want your audited financial statement, they will produce that. You know, your payment structure, how do you pay your makeup people and all of that? So you find that the only movie that we know that was funded through IDC that is black, it was Lerado, what was forgetting Lerado or chasing Lerado?
Yes. Oh, chasing the
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy from who used to be at
Generations.
Scandal.
Yeah, he was on Generations.
No, he was at Scandal.
Is it?
Mangi. Yes, Mangi. He was at Scandal. He was not in Generations.
You understand what I'm saying? So what is that essentially? Because I even made an example to say I have a client in Ufunde. They get tenders but they don't pay people because they are super dangerous with compliance. Or liability insurance they have it. They pay on a monthly pay, even if there's no work. Because you give up somewhere along the line when the tenders are taking too long to come. Now liability insurance is not paid. Quite it's in tatters. Your UIF has expired and all of those things.
That's why you don't buy a Lamborghini immediately when you make money. That's why you don't buy Louis Vuitton. Our chinchibedi. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because you know that I'm going to need this money to go and negotiate a better deal next time. And let me tell you one thing, it's easy for you not to buy those things. What's that one? If you're spending your time every day in the ecosystem and working, you know when you're working you forget about spending money. Yeah. We've been here for 3 days and you guys spend any money. No. So the reason why people that make a lot of money is because they don't spend time around malls. I can say you understand. It's a trade-off.
Can I ask, I heard you talking about contracts in place for water,
yes.
Solar business. So in my instance, I'm a farmer, and then if I'm seeking maybe funding from you, and I'm saying I have 100 hectares and I'm only using 4 hectares because of limitation of resources, and then you ask me, do you have a contract with ShopRite maybe or Spar? And I say no. I do supply to them, and because the only reason why I can't secure contract with them because Babata really must be a reliable supply. Where else? But quantity but you can for the rest of the.
But there are two things.
Okay.
Do you need a contract or you need an intention to give you a contract? If you can secure, so you can get the intention.
Okay.
But maybe the reason why they don't want to give you that is because they don't want to give you that. So then they're going to know no, I think our capacity. You see what you guys don't understand is that you work within a political economy. I'll tell you one thing why they came for me. I went to the Western Cape when someone was not issuing out contracts. This was 2018. I took about 18 projects, the construction from Western Cape. The other 2 they had to give me by court. I knew that I was fighting the entire Poodle bond. Maybe I was foolish then now, a bit greedy I suppose. But I said, you guys pride yourself on running a clean government and the ANC. You are still as corrupt as them. When you see someone is beating you in your own game. I can say I understand that now. That's why they came with me with the bank, because what I forgot, they own the bank, these guys. you learn it. And then when you move and you come this side, now when I was out, I'll tell you one thing, I do management consulting for Robex. Those big projects there, they are in Pietermaritzburg. Yes. On the end, they call me, I go and check and make sure they are done right. They hired 40% of my staff, so the senior managers. They now work for Robex. And when those guys have a problem, they call, no, we think our boss can help us. And they know, it's not like this guy did not know. This guy used to give us a run for our money. But being black, he did not have enough friends that owned banks. I didn't, unfortunately. And if I had known, now I know. Well, okay, even if I don't own a bank, I need friends that own a private equity firm. So that I don't go for these guys for money, I go this side. So you learn these things. It's in the nature of business.
And I just want to contribute to what you said about I'm not sure whether you are aware that ShopRite now opened a bank. If you Google it, you will see it. But the bank is not mainstream, it finances their suppliers. If you go there, what is this? They have an agriculture kind of like setup in the Western Cape in DRAKENSVILLE. They have another one in Brooklyn, where you can supply them with 2 crates of onions. They are happy. 2 crates, just 2. They register on a database. But the trick is that it has to be consistent. You know, you have to promise them to say, I will bring 2 crates every day for the next 10 years. You understand? So they are now even trying to find a way of actually securing their consistency of supply. Because there will never be a point you go to ShopRite, there's no bread because Tiger Brands did not deliver Kaflo. Colleagues, thank you so much. Thank you. It's 1 o'clock.
Let me finish this.
Yes.
So give me 5 minutes because I think it's the most important thing.
Yes, 5 minutes.
This is financial projections, and I tell you, when I started in business, I used to hate this part. But this is the real business. I can say if you understand what I'm saying.
I didn't think you could see.
But this is, actually, when you're in business, you must start enjoying doing them. Total capacity 10 megawatts, total output is 20, initial tariff 140. They are already saying to you, we're going to be selling at 140. We're going to be producing so much. Our annual tariff escalation will be 10%. If we get an agreement with whoever we sell to for 20 years, this is what we're looking at. Then they say projected return for 1.98. This is an equity return for anyone that invests money. So if you invest 100,000, you'll get 41% of the 100,000 you invested, meaning you'll get 141,000. So if you invest 24 million, in terms of the evaluation now, remember equity is on the valuation, is not on the dividend. Then project return 19.52. This is what comes from the operations now, the dividend. So you see business works different. When we run everything as one thing. It's not. If the business grows, you've got capital growth, which is an equity return. But the equity return you only get if you sell the business or you sell to someone else. That's the only time you get your equity return. Then there's a projected return, which is cash generated from operations that comes in the form of a dividend. So dividend means if you don't sell your stake, you'll make 19-point-something%. But if you were to sell your stake, you'll make 41% more of whatever money you put in. So those 2 terms, they mean exactly that. So when you're raising funds, you need to tell people exactly that. Total expenditure 176 million, which is the money that they are going to get with IDC to develop what? To build the actual plant. Project leverage is 80%, meaning we are going to run this project on 80% debt, 20% equity. So it means if this project is known as 200 million, when it's immediately finished, it will be owing 80% of its valuation until we've paid up that whole debt. Then if you've paid up the whole debt, you'll own the entire 100%. So we'll leverage this project 80%. Meaning, if we make a mess and IDC is not happy, IDC will take over 80% of this project. We'll only be left with 20%. So, no, but remember, you're in business. Hence I say, don't go into business not expecting a loss. You played netball. When you play with a team, you might win or lose. So why in business we want only to succeed?
Well, I don't mind giving a percentage. It's not like majority expected.
But when it becomes majority, it means majority of the problems of that business are not your problems.
But you make profit, the profit goes to the other side.
And because they took the whole risk, you must not be greedy. You see?
I like the fact that you just started doing so. We've been talking this for almost 5 years. She's my business partner.
You see? So what I'm showing you, colleagues, is how these things are done. Even the senior loan and the junior loan matrix. So the senior loan is the 99 million. Ne? Loan to debt will be 70%. So these are aspects that you do. So it says to you, the day you really say, I want to run this business, you must sit in court and say, who is the best guy in finance that I grew up with? I must go and find that guy. I can say, I understand that. You want to run your business, but don't sabo, yeah. Either you have the money to pay him, or you negotiate as a business guy, find a way for him to help you, or maybe this is a service, you go to the incubation hub. Say, incubation hub, hire someone who can do this work. You see? Because everyone says, we want help with funding. But funding, to do it, you must go and make this presentation. So someone must have helped you guys prepare this presentation. So we can hire 20 people there at the incubation hub. If we don't hire the right skill, you guys are having a problem. I would.
Maybe go forward to like, just because now I work with students daily, so I go to campus and speak to them. There's a difference between Motana and Gopansal Yaga and experience. Motana is skill, lay a business person. You can have a skill and not be business minded.
Yes.
That happens because I visit the center every day. I do go there. Maybe even they don't see me go fana, but I do come because I'm not going to college tonight. You'll find already the incubation center is starting to get colleges. How is our recruitment right? We say people banally list skill back again. Then I get that say but don't register the product. Are we recruiting right, or we should recruit people banally ideas on how to run businesses, and then they will hire these ones by the skill? Because you'll find they are good in skill, but how color business, it needs more time about how I'm going to market it. Because you'll find like this majority of welders and whatever, but are these people the business funders, will they be able to present it, or they still need someone that skill sana?
But let me tell you, you know why I was telling the story of my life? At most times in the South African economy, you need someone with both. With both. Skill. But the skill and the business acumen. Because these two things are developed. So when I say someone with both, I must say, if today I'm a business guy, it means Gimasha. There's not one thing I can do right and it's a quality thing. Then I won't survive long. I might know how to get people's money, but I might fail when delivering the work. I might be a good welder. I might find myself undervaluing my services or overpricing my services. So it's a combination of both. But, Mutu, can I tell what am I good at? All the master class today is about is to say, no, you be honest with you.
Core values.
And your core values and say, okay, yeah, I think I need someone to help. It's not a bad thing. Now the second part is who. This thing is like marriage. Actually, your business partner is worse than your husband or wife. That's a person that whether things are bad or not. You know, your business partner must still talk to you even if things are bad.
Because we need to sign things.
No, we need to find a way to get out of the mess. So it's a different type of marriage, and it's not a marriage with your business partner.
And I just demonstrate, they were on what you were saying, there's no link between entrepreneurship and skill, none. None. You can still be a super, you know, there was a construction company called Sanyati. What happened to Sanyati? To say that I'm the most horrible entrepreneur you can find around, but I'm skillful at what I do.
I'm a good builder, but I'm not the guy that can leverage the money.
Yes.
I'm not the guy that can speak to my employees and motivate them to continue working for me. I can still understand that. So when you're not good at that, you find the guy who's good at that. Because when you might end up with a lady to go fetch. So you need a guy who can make sure, as much as there are problems, your people stay and I want to make a lot. So, Botlan in business is knowing which partner to bring for what, when.
People always I'm careful that they would that one. Like the musician, you want to get some kind of money. But like brand the bona like Sahara brand. But if she can manage money, who need them to manage the money. If I have been for 3 years, say I tell platinum, as a home manager money hand. Don't move my come back.
No, again, besides that, how you must be.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys understand this thing. How you must be is to say, I know I don't know allowed down. You can't do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know when my accountant is the one person that tells me that you can't do that thing. It's my money, but he tells me with my money you can't do it. Yeah. You know how painful that is. You wish one day you can find someone who will agree with you, but your discipline says I need this person. Actually, this is why I hired this person for to tell me this thing. Then you go, because we've got this and this and this and this. I can say what kind of sentence. There's many guys when I'm here, I would just want to finance without due diligence. But when I get them, and that guy will say, hey, man, let's look at this thing. No.
And I just you know, you remember when we spoke about we were going to do finance, we spoke about Ibadan. To say when you get payment, if you when Mohit pays me, I'm the last one to end. Well, I understand. Because you have to think about your suppliers and all of that. Né? You remember what Mendoza, what happened to Mendoza? Mendoza was under 999, I think. Né? And then Arthur did not have a proper management for the artist. If you remember what has somebody, and you know, it was bad stuff that was happening. Until Mendoza met Gavin, an African guy. He took him away from Soweto to Cape Town. You understand? And then now you are able to manage a person from here. You know, because the biggest challenge with the artists, the soccer stars, is the fact that you have to do double work here. You have to manage their finances, you have to manage that.
Yeah.
You know, because anything that comes with spotlight, it makes a person impossible. You know, there are many people who lost greatly in life because they would not understand. You know, for Teamz Dynamics, we have something called Teamz Dynamics Business Development Agents. We are agents for people who cannot manage themselves.
And it's possible that you can't manage yourself.
Yeah.
and it's not a bad thing. It's just that you are too nice of a person that how you're allocating, Mama now don't put 100,000, or only when I get a business, when I put on 10 million, or do I move? You need a guy that will say, no. Tell Mama Naga, hey, man, and you need that person is for your own good. Mama don't what there. But how you must present it to Mama? You don't say, Mama Nagihan, you say the people I work with says I can't have this thing. Because how can I try no hand? Mama not all convince or like with you.
And if we call it only money table. You can have 50,000 in your account, you can't even touch it. You can be broke over, the car can be repossessed. Only 50,000, you can't touch it. You know, because it has a purpose. You get a car repossessed, you buy another one cash because we're going to get 1 million from the 50,000. Because we're financial, what we normally call financial health,
My brother, that thing is still going to take a lifetime for black people to understand.
Because white people have actually been in this thing for a long time and they stay as a group. And I'm saying if you don't build the ecosystem and stay as a group level, we're not going to make it.
Yeah, we just doing well that hence I try show these celebrities. Publicists, stylist, agent, manager, one. So they understand a lot of why I judge those people. And before I spend the whole alarm consult down, but I can't plan $2 million.
What is what you love? Look, in our African culture, we used to have it. In all those arranged marriages, no matter like a